My 3 Easter addresses, Thursday evening, tomorrow morning, and Sunday morning, they will call us to consider 3 existential themes of our humanity. First, much of our life is waiting. Second, all of life is heading towards our death. That sounds a little negative, but that's how it is. And thirdly, how will we live in the forward phase of our life from this point on? What I've called our next phase in our evolution. So, Thursday before Good Friday. It is a time of waiting. A time of waiting for something to happen, waiting for time to pass, and it touches on something so basic to our lives. Every day we have to wait. If you could count the hours you spend in your lifetime waiting for someone, waiting for the dawn, waiting for the pain and ache to subside, waiting for time to pass, waiting for the conductor of the orchestra, waiting for a moment of time. We wait. We wait with excitement, we wait with anticipation, we wait with frustration, with impatience, with anger. We live on this nervous energy and worry, and we interact on impulse and threat within the waiting. So how long do I have to wait? When I lived in Europe in my student days, letters took ages to come and go. Write a letter, post it, 7 days later, it would arrive at its destination. A week would elapse, and then the person would write a reply. 7 days to reach me. So 3 weeks to get an answer from when the first thought came that I would write the letter. These days we hit the button for an immediate email reply. We expect an answer back within 1 hour, or at most 3 hours. And if there's no answer, we tap again and say, why haven't you answered? I need a reply today. But then there are times when T.S. Eliot's words speak to our experience. He said, I said to my soul, be still and wait without hope. For hope would be hope for the wrong thing. Wait without love, for love would be love for the wrong thing. There is yet faith, but the faith and the love are all in the waiting. And then perhaps you could turn your Bible to the page in the Epistle to the Romans where it says, for the created universe waits with eager expectation for God to accept us fully and call us his people. Yes, we groan inwardly, it says. We groan inwardly while we wait for God to tell us who we really are and then to set us free. Some people wait, and they wait for society to change. But their waiting is passive. They're waiting for it to happen. Some things do change spontaneously, but usually they need some involvement to bring about change. Shelley, the poet in Ode to the West Wind, wrote, scatter as from an unextinguished hearth, ashes and sparks, my words amongst mankind. So we look at society in the waiting. Violence and goodness grow together. Do we wait? Yes, with careful forethought. As another passage in the Gospel says, let the good and the bad, if you like, grow together. Let the good then outgrow or overgrow the violence. So rather than fall on the side of violence, we wait. We wait, believing in a better way. Again and again, we have to wait. Always waiting. And yet we find again and again we're not good at waiting. Mendelssohn's oratorio, Elijah, has that song, "O rest in the Lord." Wait patiently for him, and he will give you your heart's desire. But we fear the promise is empty, that it's just a song. But in any case, we don't have time to wait. We don't have the patience or the grace or the composure to wait. So we get anxious. We can't wait. Anyway, is it worth the waiting? Is there something worth waiting for? What is it we're really waiting for? But we wait. So this special day commemorates the most famous of all meals, the Last Supper. Many years ago, Dr. Ainsley Mears wrote these words, "Sit quietly, for it is in the quietness that we grow. Sit peacefully, for in this way peace comes to us. Sit with understanding, for it is then we come to understand." So this Easter event of the Last Supper has many parts to it, all of them touching some aspects of our being human. And one of these is this capacity to wait without aggravation and without anxiety. But not many of us can do that. We're too busy, too much in a hurry, too demanding to wait. And yet, there's another side to waiting. Wait. Don't go yet, we say. Wait a bit longer. Wait, I have something I want to say to you. I want to hear something. Wait, let us wait for some good moment to happen again. And Henry Reed, in his poem, reminded us of that. He said, "Surely there will be a signal. Inconspicuously, one of the giant roses in the garden around us will perhaps explode on the autumn grass. Something like that, perhaps. I know I shall know the moment." So in the Last Supper celebration, is this the moment? The moment to wait. In the waiting, we will know that we're listening to good words spoken to people through the generations. When a person dies, their life is over. We, the survivors, know that we live on and we wait. And how will we live in the waiting? In the waiting, we call courage to our aid. Yes, courage. Marjorie Pizer wrote those words, "Call on courage when fear engulfs. It is provided in limitless loads. Enough and more than enough for all of us. Never forget to call on courage in times of crisis." So there are times when our energy is low, our strength exhausted. We all need to tap into this astonishing capacity that has been called courage. In the waiting, our spirits expand as we reflect and embrace human goodness, human compassion, human kindness. These are the words. In the waiting, there is consolation and healing for our sorrows and the pain in our hearts. Waiting moves us from that pushing impulse and demand to a different way to respond to life and to people. Waiting moves us from just waiting to waiting thoughtfully. What are we waiting for? Is it worth the waiting? So this is the question that is before us in this evening. We're waiting to see whether that moment is ours. And in that moment, can our lives be thus enriched and enhanced.